This is the GBP Aussie pair on the 4-hour time frame. So we get an alert, and this alert is for a 4-hour 123 bottom. And this is what we'd be looking at this point on the chart. You would get this chart, of course, with the picture of the setup as we see it here on the 4-hour time frame, and it would give you the alert at this point with the golden cross. We also have a golden cross in the MACD, hence the reason you get the alert. So now you have to decide, okay, is this a tradable 123 bottom at this point in the chart? So this is what we will look at. So again, as I always say, the best thing to do is to start from the monthly time frame just to get an idea of the overall trend, and this way you have a better opportunity to decide whether or not you should take this trade going long. So we would go to the monthly time frame, and we look at the overall trend of the chart, and as we can see, we are currently in an overall downtrend. Although at this point here we've been cycling to the upside, but overall on the chart we're in a downtrend. So that's from the monthly time frame, and we would drop down to the weekly time frame. So at this point here we want to come in and hone in on what's going on there. So again, as you can see, we're in an overall downtrend even on the weekly time frame, and we're moving to this way and looking to do this kind of movement to the downside. So at this point here, we're also in a downtrend, although more on the neutral. And you can see the activity of MACD as it's unfolding. So on the daily time frame, we come down again. We are still in the downtrend on this time frame as well. As you can see, we've come down to a low, come back up, and now we're going back down again. So at this point,
like it's ranging to me.
Yeah, it's waving around, indeed. Yeah. So it's at this point here we have our EMAs are spreading, so it's giving us more of a signal to the downside. MACD is also going down below the waterline. So now we come in a little closer. So that's on the daily, and at this point if we don't have a cross to the upside, we're still kind of rolling down to the downside. So on the 4-hour time frame, now we get a tighter look at everything. Again, we're coming down to a low, and then we're just sort of up and down, up and down, up and down. Very clean in the sense that it's ranging, like you say, George. It's ranging, but it's up and down, and going more to the downside from this point, as you can see. But now it's come to a previous support area, albeit we have this one bar that sort of broke that, but it's come to this point, and now it's bouncing. So is it a legitimate bounce at this point that will push this above the 55? It's right at the 55 EMA at this point, but will it push it above the 233 EMA is the key question here. So this is where now you would have to make that decision as to whether you think this is going to be a viable entry for you. Do you want to make a trade on this? And then the question again also comes in, how do you make the trade on this? So this is where review of the entry and stop placement would come into play. So at this point, again, since we're in an overall downtrend, it would look more so that if we make a trade going this way, we're going counter to the trend. So I would drop down to a lower time frame to see if that is the case. And at this point, we'll drop down to the 1 hour just to see what's playing out. So at this point, again, it's a very range-bound type of movement, and we've come to the low, we've come up, we've got a golden cross at this point, so we have a 1-2-3 bottom. So this is where now I would make the decision, because on the 1 hour we can see that we have a 1-2-3 bottom here, So if we enter our 1, 2, 3, if I could ever hit that point, and our number 2 point here, and our number 3 point at this one. Okay, so now it's telling me that possible target would be in this area here. So this is back to the previous resistance area, or previous high coming down. So it would look to me more so that this is more of a, if this actually plays out and reaches to this area, it's more of a move to the upside, and it will be not going much further than this based on the 1, 2, 3 bottom. So I would not be looking to go long on the 4-hour time frame because of the 1 hour movement.